Hello everybody, it's Holly from Besotted Orchids. Thank you for joining me today. We have a little project. I don't do enough projects, but I kind of look at it this way. Everybody else out there in the orchid world is showing you how to do everything else. Why in the world do I need to replicate what they're doing? But I do have something cool today. I have something interesting to show you. You may be interested. This is, according to the tag, Cycnoches Wine Delight. And do you see what it did? It did not send up another growth from the base. Well, it did. It did send up a growth. And you can see it's really desiccated down there. It didn't do anything. But what it did do was it created two keikis. And as you can see, they have a lot of roots. Now, these aren't going to do anything here. There's nothing they can do. But they have plenty of root growth. The rule of thumb is you really should have about 3 inches of root. And I have more than that here. We're fine. I'm going to, it's so technical. You just twist them off. Give them a little twist and they will come off of the mama plant. And then I don't know what to do with this. I don't think this is viable anymore. So I'm going to take this. I'm going to twist this off. The pot I'm going to take somewhere and clean later. But I have 2 clean pots. They're dripping. I just cleaned them. And if you're really worried about your pots, if you've reused them, you can soak them in some bleach. You can spray them with alcohol. I'm not worried about anything like that here. I gave them a really good scrubbing with Dawn dish soap, very, very hot water. I think we're good. Now, what I have here is, if I can get it together, just sphagnum moss. You may see a few little pieces of bark that have just randomly fallen in. I don't care. It's fine. This is how I roll. So, what I'm going to do, I've dampened it. It's not soaking wet by any means. I'm going to just get these prepped and ready for these to go into. So, and they seem like they may be a little bit large of a pot for something so small, but they have such a long root. I didn't want to end up, I didn't want to smash the root or break it at all because they're not going to do anything this year as far as I'm aware. But I believe next year, if we have a big plant for them to build from, next year they will do really well. So I have lots more moss here. And this is where the bowl had gone I've been looking for in my kitchen for a long time. Living in the orchid room. Doing double duty. Okay, now, I hope this works as well as I think it's going to work. If not, the video's not going to be posted. Okay, just give us a twist. And I don't know. I'm just going to twist. Let's hope they all come off. Oh my goodness. Clean as a whistle. Look at that. So now you have 2. They're twins. I'm a twin. Look. One of these is Holly, one of these is Howard. No. Okay, on with things. So, at this point, there's nothing you can do. You may end up breaking some. And I also want to point this out. These are aerial roots, so they're not used to being wet, and they will be. They're going to get wet. So what I have been doing to prep for this is giving them a good spray, so they are used to having water around them. This has been going on for a week, at least a week. I've been giving them a good spritz. So they're okay with water. Now, there's nothing really to do here except carefully tweeze these away. And I hope that each plant has enough of the larger roots with it. It's coming apart really easily. That's good. That's really good. I think one of the plants has the bigger roots. Oh, well, we're in now. We're in now. Yes, look at that. Would I have preferred one of these enormous roots to be on here? Yes, I would have. But we have an overachiever here. And then we have this one. I think we're still okay. I mean, look at that. I think we're still good. So, but this one did not even need such a large pot. But committed. So I'm just going to, okay, we're going to go with this. I'm just going to be careful not to overwater this. So I'm just I'm very lightly putting moss in here. That is just, this way. I'm going to scrap this. This one I'm going to off camera, pot into a smaller pot. But this one here is going to go into here. There's about, oh, I don't know, maybe a third of the way up. And if you have to bend it a little bit, you can. I wouldn't snap this. I would be gentle, but you know, this is not brain surgery. Okay. Okay. Get in here. Get in here. That being said, it's going to fight me. And you should have it somewhat centered if you can. And also use your hands and kind of, you don't want to bury it. You don't want to do that. You don't want, this is the crown. You do not want that buried. So I'm going to carefully tuck a little bit of this around it. What I really want to do this for is so I can start giving it some really good fertilizer. It needs fertilizer. So ostensibly, I have 2 new wine delights now. It's delightful. 2 of them. I'm going to put a little bit more here just for some stability. Try to work it under the root a little bit. You don't want great big open areas, but you also don't want it packed. I need to get this up a little higher so you can see what I'm doing. Just, you see there's a root there. Now this has been an aerial root, so you wouldn't have to go all crazy and cover it, but we're doing this, we're doing it. Okay. Messing up my dining room table just before we have dinner. Okay. I think this is as close to center as I can make it. It's a nice little wine delight. Tucked in there. It's loose. This is not heavy. This is not packed in there really tightly. So here we go. And I'm going to show you this. It looks really nice, fairly stable. This is just way too big. Actually, I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to have to go into CapCut and I'm going to put 2 different videos together. I do want to show you the smaller. I'm going to go out to my garage. I'm going to find a smaller pot for the smaller one here. So bear with me. I will be back. I am back. I'm back. I have a smaller pot right here. This was the one I was thinking about putting it in, but it's way too big for the roots that ended up being on this little cycnoches. Now the cycnoches are ones that, I have one over there, I should just bring it over. It's got some little aphid problem going on with it. I don't know what's going on. But you don't water them over the winter. When they start going dormant in the fall, which I don't know what these are going to do because they're keikis and I'm doing this the last week of August. I don't know how they're going to act. We will see. I don't think I want to put this into dormancy now. It has no life support. It doesn't have anything to draw life from. So I'm going to treat them like any other orchid throughout the winter and we'll see what happens to them. Of course, if they want to go dormant, they're going to go dormant. So I have this much better sized pot for this. I'm just going to transfer over. It has been cleaned. Transfer over some of the bark. In this one, I'm going to fill about halfway full because it doesn't have really long roots. And you could maybe try to manipulate these. I wouldn't. Just leave them as is. And again, you want the level up higher. So I'm going to add a little bit more of the sphagnum moss to this and see where we're sitting. I like that. Can you kind of see that? Now I'm just going to pack. When I say pack, I don't mean pack it in. Pack it in loosely. I'm going to do this really loosely. Now this has been dampened and I'm not sure. I might give them a day, like a full 24 hours to see what it's like to be damp all the time. Because these are aerial roots once again. I may just give them 24 hours, see how they're feeling, ask them how they're doing tomorrow. Give them a good soaking with a little bit of weak fertilizer in it. Your typical orchid fertilizer. I see a little green growing tip. I would like to push that down into the, I want to say bark all the time. It's not bark, sphagnum moss. Okay, so what we have done is we have gone from this very, very wretched looking, I mean, it's, oh wow, it's actually kind of soft. It's kind of rotted. Okay, so we're throwing this, oh, this is going into the trash. I will remove the can, yeah, the tag over here. And that's gone. It's gone. We're never going to see that again. Now we have these. We will see what happens to these. This is clean. It was nowhere near that rotten thing. I am going to tag it. So here we go. We have just potted up 2 cycnoches wine delights. We'll see. I'm really interested to see what happens to these. They are keikis. It wasn't a basal growth. Basal growth would mean it would come down from the base of the plant. They look healthy. They look happy. I don't see any mealy bugs. I don't see any scale, no aphids, nothing. Being that the other cycnoches over there has some, I think some little aphids, little just teeny little, I don't know, modeling on it. I don't see anything. That will not be, it won't be living anywhere near these. I'll tell you that much. I don't want anything to happen to these. So there we go. We will just keep these going as we would with any other type of orchid. Good water tomorrow. And I will give some updates. We'll see how this goes. I'm really pleased. That was quick. I was looking for a quick little project to do today. I do know, I just addressed it, but I do know that I don't do a lot of hands-on how to do things. Obviously, I'm doing things behind the scenes. I find it's redundant. If I was the only orchid channel you ever watched, nothing else existed. Miss Orchid Girl is not existent. Roger, nobody else is out there anymore doing videos. Then I would step it up and do some, show you how to do some of these things. But it's all over the internet. I know you've watched how to divide things a million times. So it is important. It's important knowledge to have. But do you need everybody on the road to tell you up ahead you're going to have to turn left? No, probably not everybody needs to tell you that. So I'm not apologizing for not having more hands-on work. But here we go. 2 cycnoches wine delight. I am happy. They're done. There's one last thing to click off my little list of things I want to do in the orchid world. I just need to clean my table, put everything away, and throw this into, I'm going to throw this in the trash where I'm going to burn it. I'm going to throw it completely into the trash because I don't know what has caused it to be really mushy in the middle. So I don't want that anywhere near, I don't want it on my compost or anything like that. So that's it. I hope you've enjoyed seeing a little bit of what to do with some keikis if you ever get them on your cycnoches. We'll see. I'm looking forward to them. Hopefully I've just multiplied. Like I have lost 1, but I've gained 2. So I'm winning. I'm winning. So anyhow, there we go. I could maybe gift one to my friend Bonnie who loves orchids so much. She might enjoy one of these. That's all I have on that. I might have a few more things to pot up and show you later, but it's just, it's been overdone. I mean, I don't want to say overdone because maybe you've never seen it being done, but there's so much out there, tutorials, things like that. So there we go. A really nice quick tutorial on how to take some keikis and do something with them. You could have also put them in a small bark mixture. You wouldn't have to put them in the sphagnum, but I did see somebody I ordered from had put theirs, when it came to me, it came fully in the sphagnum. So I feel like it's a viable means of what to do with them. Being sphagnum, you wouldn't want to keep them soaking wet constantly. No, it's not like the bark where it's all going to flood out really quickly. So you want to be a little more careful when you're watering. But that being said, I am out of here. I've got to go make burgers for my family. They want burgers tonight. So I hope you're all doing well. I've hit you with a couple videos this week, so we might have a long haul of videos for a while where I come back out of nowhere, or it might go silent again. I'm sorry. So thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Please like, share, subscribe, and above all, enjoy those orchids. Thanks for watching.